Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2024 IFBB Pro League Southern California Championships Pro Wellness results. Stunning top 5. This was a fabulous show. Everyone always looks amazing at these shows, but these girls are just knockouts. Okay, now in terms of Olympia, last year's top 3 are automatically qualified, and then the winner of any competition that happens within the qualification period is also qualified. So there's no points for 2nd through 5th, there's no tiered system, it is just the winner at the end of the day. So very high stakes, but this show did not disappoint. So here's a look at the scorecard. In first place, Esmeralda, 2nd, Kelly, 3rd, Julia, 4th, Crystal, and 5th, Cassandra. Okay, so here's Cassandra in 5th place. Gosh, she looks good. She just has such a beautiful overall round curviness. I love her quad sweeps. I think her hamstrings have a great size. Really good balance of the hamstring in proportion to the quad. She's got a really nice curve to her glute, nice, extremely small waist, and then a good width to her upper body. So you just see this really curvy S shape to the back. Everything looks round and full and gorgeous. Her suit with the makeup, the lipstick is extremely feminine and pretty. Just her whole vibe is really lovely. I think she looks fabulous. The blonde hair, the jewelry, head to toe. I think she could have a little bit more of that separated little curve right at the bottom where the glute and the hamstring come together, just a little bit more obvious of a spot right in there. And the other thing, very minor, is just a little bit of skin wrinkling right here from the twisting that she's doing in her upper body. If somehow she could just, pull up a little higher or maybe be a slightly less sideways just to get a little bit of those lines to disappear. Those are the only things I can think of. Oh, okay, one more. I do think that her feet are perhaps a tiny bit close together, and I only say this because I feel like I want to see more of her back leg. This quad is so big and so beautiful and so round that it's kind of obstructing her hamstring here. I love that I can still see the sweep of her quad on the back leg, but I just want to see a little bit more of everything. And just to give your eye more of that huge width and bigness, the big size of everything below. Now, with all of that said, I love how she's posed in this photo. I don't typically like the overly profile shots where girls are standing really sideways. I usually prefer to see both obliques, a little bit more of the midsection, more of a 45-degree angle. And the reason I don't often like it is because it obstructs too much of that back shoulder and you kind of lose the triangle shape. But Cassandra has nailed it like no one I've ever seen before. Her legs are completely sideways. Her toes are pointing right straight to the side. There's no angles. There's no anything facing forward. So you're getting the most amazing profile shot of the back of her leg, her tiny waist, but she's still managed to twist her upper body so much to the front that you get a really nice look at her shoulders, and that triangle shape is so clear to see in her upper body. So I think she's doing an amazing job with the posing. Just a few minor little things to make it even better. But overall, I'm so impressed, and I think she really does look stunning. Her conditioning is lovely. In this front pose, I think you have some nice definition here. In the back pose, I had a little bit more to say about conditioning, but I'm loving the oblique. I'm loving these grooves in her legs. And most of all, I just love how full and round and shapely she is. So a very beautiful 5th place. Next and 4th is Crystal. She looks unreal, so beautiful. Her long hair, that sapphire blue suit, she's stunning. I can't help but look at her beautiful makeup. She's just kind of glowing. She has a great a lightness to the middle part of her face, her cheekbones, her lipstick is beautiful, just luscious, gorgeous. I'm super impressed by the size. I think she has amazing quads in particular, arguably the biggest quads on this stage, really good size, and a little bit more definition coming through on Crystal than our last competitor. You see a bit more detail in the back leg, that teardrop shape is coming through here, the groove in her glutes, right in the top of the hip, the line here right by the hamstring, just a little bit more detail coming through. Her calf is super popping, great obliques, nice tight midsection. Like, she's just really good. She's got some traps, she's got some nice leanness coming through in the delts. I love it. I think her hair could be to the back just so that we can see that symmetry between the two delts, and to have nothing coming through and with a straight line obstructing that triangular shape. But I think she looks really good. Really nice shape to the delts, great lats, nice width too. I do think maybe she could try to not have her arm going so far away from the body. I realize this is just a photo and she just might not have been quite solid yet in the pose, but to me it's just drawing my eye outwards when I don't need to look over here. Just keeping the hand a little bit closer to the glute I think would be good, because then it would bring all of your attention right to the very most crucial part of wellness, right? This lower body. But I think she looks really beautiful. Great conditioning, beautiful size. Okay, next and third is Julia. So cool to see Julia again in the top 5. We haven't seen her for a little bit. She looks great. Nice ab definition, nice size in her quads. But wow, this is what catches my attention. This beautiful glute, and right here, I'm loving where the glute and the hamstring come together. That gorgeous curve. Just crazy, really good size. She's got a beautiful suit. Her hair looks nice. It's definitely off her shoulders, so you get to see both of her delts. I do think she needs more conditioning though. I like that you have the ab definition, but I think the lines in her legs could be sharper. I think the abs, the midsection could be tighter looking, even though you have that nice six pack. Just the skin itself could look a little bit firmer, more kind of sucked in. And I think even more definition in her arms would be nice. Just a little bit more of that triangular peak that you get at the bottom of the delts. Also, I wouldn't mind if she had a little bit more size in her upper body. Perhaps it's just the way that she's posing. I find her to be quite forward facing. So you see a lot of her torso, and I don't get so much of that triangular shape as I get more of a straightness up and down here. So she's got the lats, she's got the delts, but if she could just maybe twist a little more or pull up the shoulders, really try to get the shoulders level and straight here, kind of pump up the clavicle area, the chest, pull back the shoulders, open everything up. It might help to just create a bit more of that really deliberate, firm highness to the upper body so that you see that width and then the narrowing down into the waist. So I'm not getting that shape quite so well here. So I would like to see that a little bit more, and then with a little bit more conditioning, a bit more of those lines coming through, I think she'd look incredible. But like I said, really great size. Her glutes in particular are gorgeous, and she just looks lovely. Okay, next in second place is Kelly. Wow, love the short hair. It gives you such a beautiful look at her upper body. She's got traps, she's got gorgeous delts, and I love the size of her arm muscles. She's got some crazy good curves, beautiful definition into the arms. Unreal. I love it. Great lat, nice tiny waistline, beautiful obliques, extremely flat and firm and toned midsection. So it just looks really tight and narrow. The pose is lovely. You definitely highlight how tiny her waistline is, and then great size in her lower body. Really nice curve to the hamstring, beautiful height to the quads, and all kinds of definition. You've got detail in that back leg. You got the definition down by her kneecap. Nice lines coming down this front leg. The hamstring looks like it's got some detail. The groove in the hip, the abs are super well defined, and her arms, I can't get over her arms. I love her arms. So I think she really got a nice conditioning, great leanness, nice posing to show off the waistline, and a good amount of lat and delts to just really have that beautiful shape. Great size in the legs for sure. I would, if I was her, twist just a little bit more in the shoulders, like bring this shoulder a tiny bit more forward and this one a little bit more back, so that rather than seeing kind of the front angle part of the delt, I could see the outline of the side of the delt here. I think it would be more of a rounded shape rather than this kind of sloped line, and it would make the triangle even wider in her upper body. That's it. She's stunning. And now in first place, Esmeralda. Gorgeous. I love the purple suit. I love her huge smile. That sleek, straight hair with the middle part is very simple, but just really beautiful. It complements her face shape. It complements her posing. Just gorgeous. Now, her body looks amazing as well. The first thing that really catches my eye is that upper body triangular shape. The width and the density in her lats here are amazing, but wow, what a curve into the glute. She's really popping that hip and it looks amazing. Like her glute has so much width from her strap before it curves down into the leg. It's just cool. It looks so good. She's got a really small waistline and an extremely nice flat midsection with great definition, beautiful definition into the delts. I don't love all the hair in the front, but I mean, she's posing, she's moving. She might have moved it a second later, and it's also not thick in the front, so she's not obstructing any of her muscles. I see both of the delts. I can still see the lats, so I'm not hating on it. It's still a beautiful photo. Really nice curves in the delt, great definition. So you're getting that little bit of an outline at the bottom. She looks lean, right? The back delt in particular, some leanness in her forearms even. It's amazing. And great outlining and definition around the quad. I think Esmeralda got the best conditioning, particularly in her back pose. We'll see it in a second. And you can see that she's just got some really good outlining of these muscles. Everything's kind of popping and gorgeous. Not the largest athlete, not the biggest glutes, not the biggest quads, but just overall her proportions are really lovely. Her posing is great, and that conditioning is showing it all off amazingly. Okay, side by side, I think you'll agree with me of some of those points that I mentioned. So Julia needs to pull up in her chest and her shoulders, have a bigger kind of pose to the upper body to really make us notice that triangular shape. Kelly, gorgeous. I love her upper body. Extremely impressive midsection. I think nobody has the amount of detail and the smallness and the flatness that you're seeing on Kelly. Crystal, it's those legs, the biggest quads on the stage, a lot of size, really fabulous. Cassandra, I am loving the profile. I'm loving all this detail we get in her hip. Beautiful quad sweep, but I do think this back leg is too hidden. So if she could just bring the foot a little bit more forward, maybe even bring the toe more towards the front of the stage, then we'd get to see a bit more of the back leg. And then when you see Esmeralda, I'm noticing this line in the leg. I'm noticing all the definition in her midsection. I'm noticing this curve to her hamstring in the back leg, as well as the quad sweep. And beautiful lines in her upper body. I do find in this one photo, she's a little bit pulling down with this arm, so she has to be careful just to keep it very straight across the top, like we're seeing with Kelly, for example. And then from behind, nobody compares to Esmeralda here. Her conditioning is stellar. The lines she gets around her glutes, the glute ham tie-ins, the hamstrings themselves, you're seeing some adductor. It's just stunning. And then her waist looks extremely small and a really nice widening up into the shoulders with great detail in the shoulders. I think Julia might be a little bit too leaning forward. I'm kind of losing some of that shape in the back, but also a bit more definition would be nice into just the sharpness of the lines down her legs. Kelly, phenomenal, really great size, very unusual to get to see the back muscles, so what a treat. Her hair is short, it looks really fabulous. She might want to do long hair though, only to be a little bit more similar to what everyone else is doing and to highlight the triangle shape. Often the hair really helps to kind of make the delts pop and to obstruct everything except the small waist. Like you're seeing with Esmeralda, you just see those delts and then you see the outlining of the smallness of the waist. Nothing else to distract you. Crystal, beautiful size in the glutes, but I do think she needs to be a bit more lean. I think the glutes right down the middle, for example, could be a bit firmer, more kind of separated, and the lines in the glute ham tie-ins could be just a little bit clearer to see. Cassandra, beautiful size, nice shape, nice fullness. The skin looks really tight. It's got that beautiful sheen. I noticed the small waist and the delts, but I do think she needs a bit more line coming down her hamstrings. So when we look at Esmeralda, she's got it all. She's got the overall silhouette, the conditioning, the size, the shapes. She nailed it. And in terms of Olympia, there she is. So that's it for this show. I've got a couple more recaps from last weekend coming your way and then a bunch more shows this weekend. So make sure you subscribe, give me a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts below, and come find me. I'm on Instagram at Turquoise Toffee.